It's been really quiet recently. I wonder what's on TV.
In my case, same type of situation happens to me. These drama channels want to support Channon because people are so hell-bent on taking me down.
Alright then. I guess it's finally time for me to take down Stephen Mango. Hi, I'm Elle, and today we're going to be talking about Channon Rose allegedly ghosting Stephen Mango. All joking aside, despite the fact that Stephen has been in a lot of different controversies and has been compared to John Cookian, situations like this deserve to be looked at on their own. It's really easy to jump and take sides just because there's someone that you really don't like. And although I appreciate the fact that Stephen credited me on a video that he made about John Cookian, I have to be honest and say that the tea that I love isn't mango flavoured. But that really doesn't matter when it comes to the facts, so let's talk facts. On the 14th of July, during Vidcon, Stephen posted an angry tweet saying, "Hey Channon Rose, you are honestly such a bitch for bailing on our collab. I came all the way to Vidcon for this and you don't even have the decency to tell me. I find out on your Insta story. I'm all set up with my tripod and look like a loser being ghosted on. Fuck this shit." Someone else replied, "Dude, I'd be pissed." And Stephen then said, "I don't know if Channon is slightly mental or if she's psycho, but dude, I'm set up for our collab and she never came. Who does that? Well, joke's on her, I have so much tea on her. I'm gonna make a video when I get home." Channon then tweeted, "Just want to make it clear that I never ghosted or flaked on anyone at Vidcon today. People are unbelievable with the way they twist things around to benefit them in some way. Feel free to expose me. Pretty sure I've exposed everything on myself online though. I clarify a bit more in my vlog tomorrow about this Vidcon drama. Hopefully that clears things up and we can all move on from this." Stephen then posted an angry video to Twitter replying to his original tweet.
Hey guys, I'm fucking pissed off right now. You don't even know how mad I am, so we're gonna spill some tea. How about that? So, as you guys know, like I've mentioned, I had a planned collaboration with Channon Rose at 3:30 today. I'm literally, like, hyperventilating, like I am so mad right now. We were supposed to meet at 3:30 in the Crater Lounge. I brought my camera, I have my setup, I have my tripod, everything all ready to go to shoot our collaboration video. I've been planning this for weeks now. I text Channon. 3:25 comes around, no answer. I DM her, I tweet her, and I'm trying to figure out where the hell she is. Do you know how I find out that she goes on her Instagram story and she says that she's not at Vidcon? I'm not even breathing, guys, like literally that's how mad I am right now. And she blew off our collaboration, did not have the decency to tell me. And you know what, Channon? I know you're watching this right now, and you want to know something? I'm going to spill the tea.
There was a lot of angry back and forthing on Twitter between them that got really confusing, really fast, and is barely relevant, with most accusing the other of lying. Stephen eventually posted a video exposing Channon with receipts, and Channon was furious, posting a video of her own repeating her claims that Stephen lied and saying that she's a nice person. Honestly, most of both videos are filler. I understand why they both talked about some background about how they met, but really, both could have been over and done with in about 10 minutes. So let's start with Stephen's video and how he contradicted himself.
So a few weeks go by, whatever. Now we're going to about 3 weeks before VidCon possibly. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to VidCon. And I texted Channon, like, you know what? I'm getting my ticket, the creator pass. It'd be really cool, you know, to see you. If not, if you're not going, whatever, that's cool too.
Despite tweeting that he basically went to VidCon to collab with Channon, Stephen admitted that in the weeks leading up to VidCon, Channon personally told him that he wasn't even sure that she was going to be there, and Stephen had decided to go to VidCon anyway, which proves that at the very least, Stephen deliberately exaggerated his alleged damages for Channon not meeting up with him. There are no receipts given for that, but even so, the alleged talk of a meetup came after Stephen bought his tickets. So, no, Stephen obviously didn't go to VidCon just for Channon. But that could still mean that Channon unfairly ghosted him. Stephen posted a screenshot of their conversation the night before they were allegedly due to meet up, but there was more context shown in his video, so let's have a look at that bigger context with them side by side. Stephen shows the conversation from the point that he said, "I'm so excited for our collab." Like, honestly, thank you so much for doing this with me. I have like no subscribers. I am your Make-A-Wish child, ha ha ha. Can I at least treat you to hair and makeup for taking the time for doing this with me? It's the least I could do. Channon replied, "You are so sweet to me, love. I can't wait to see you." Stephen said, "Can I Venmo you to reimburse you for your glam for the day? It's on me, babe." Channon said, "I have hair and makeup at 8 a.m. Then once that's done, I will head over that way. I'll text you when I'm on my way." Stephen replied, "Okay, sounds good. We can figure it all out in the morning." In the morning, Channon then sent Stephen a message saying, "Good morning, heading out that way now. Going to the Hyatt to pick up my pass. I'll text you once I pick it up. My meet and greet is at noon. Hoping I'll make it. If not, at least I'll see you." With the screenshot posted on Twitter, Stephen lied and stated that the reason that he went to Vidcon was to collab with Channon, which we know from his own mouth isn't true. But the big thing in those texts is that even at 20 to 11 in the morning, supposedly around 5 hours before they were due to meet, Channon didn't make any kind of commitment, saying instead that hopefully they could collab, but if not, they could at least meet and talk privately. But in Stephen's video, he didn't continue reading the text message shown on Twitter to try and manipulate his audience. The other big claim surrounds Stephen stating that he sent money to Channon to pay for her hair and makeup. As we can see in those messages, Stephen offered to pay Channon twice, but Channon didn't accept his payment in those messages. Since Stephen's husband is a lawyer, he would have to know that if he paid for Shannon's glam, then it would be counted as nothing more than a gift. According to the receipts that Stephen shared, there was no agreement for an exchange, so there's nothing that he can sue her over. I think that we've all been in a situation where we've given someone that we think is a friend something, they hurt us, and we wish we could get it back, but in those situations, there's nothing that we can do except accept the loss and learn from it. But did Stephen actually send Channon any money in the first place? Channon posted a screenshot to Twitter alleging to show Stephen's Venmo, saying, "Looks pretty empty to me," where Stephen replied with, "God, Channon, are you serious? The lies. That is my headshot from 2011, ha ha ha. You couldn't have photoshopped it with a new photo at least? And 99 friends? That's not it, sis, but nice try. I'm filing my court case tomorrow for slander and libel and will serve you papers on Tues." Unfortunately for Stephen, I looked up his public Venmo account myself. The headshot used isn't photoshopped, because that's the picture that Stephen decided to use for himself. I've obviously blocked out other names for privacy's sake, but as you can see, the account was last used in March for a haircut, and there were some back and forth payments between the Stephen Mango and that account with the Jeff Myers for things like aubergine emoji and even oral sex. As some of you may or may not be aware, Jeff Myers is Stephen's husband, as shown at the top of Stephen's official Facebook page. It's a little too coincidental that there would just so happen to be a random Stephen Mango joking with a random Jeff Myers about paying for oral sex on Venmo. What's very puzzling to me is the discrepancy between Stephen's screenshot tweet and the text that he showed in his video too. On Twitter, you can see that he had Shannon's contact name as Channon, but in the video it's Shannon Rose with a rose emoji. It's incredibly easy to edit text message conversations. Any and all receipts can be forged. That's why it's so important to make sure that you're getting your tea and receipts from people who are trustworthy, and even if you think that they're trustworthy, to still go and double check yourself. Think about the context and do your own research.
What happened was, I'm just going to be honest and put everything out there like I said, because I never want you guys to think that I'm being dishonest with you, or like hiding something. Again, this was like to protect myself and also PETA, but it was, when I put out a video, I basically said like, I made it kind of seem like it was my choice to not work with PETA anymore, but that's not the case. It was actually PETA's choice to not work with me.
Channon talked about being honest, but what did she actually say to her subscribers when she announced that she was no longer going to be working with PETA?
I had gotten a lot of thumbs down on that video, and also a lot of you guys were not very happy that I was going to be working with them. Obviously never want to make any of you guys upset. You guys are always my priority, and like I said, it was just like, I was just trying to do something good for charity. Gonna pull the campaign. Sorry, I have something on my, I have like a hair stuck on my lip. No hard feelings with PETA or anything like that, but we're no longer working with them.
Instead of admitting the truth or even claiming that schedules didn't match up, Channon told a blatant lie. In emails that Stephen exposed in his second video, it's clear to see that PETA was the one in control and that Channon lied to save face. If Channon wanted to protect both herself and PETA, she wouldn't have gone online to talk about how angry her fans were about the collab, because that exposes more people to how evil PETA is as an organisation. but Peter itself doesn't care about that or Shannon's lie because they still follow each other on Twitter. Shockingly, in Shannon's second video, Stephen called her and she both answered and published the call in that video. Since California is a two-party consent state, as per section 632 of the Californian Penal Code, if Stephen didn't give Channon express permission to record and then share him calling, then Channon would be breaking the law. Up until that point, most people believed that Stephen was angry and bitter, going too far because his ego was bruised, but after that, people started to wonder if the whole drama had been manufactured. After all, Stephen threw out a thinly veiled accusation that Channon had tried to hack his Twitter account. Channon accused Stephen of hacking her emails, and then, even more shockingly, Channon posted a worrying picture claiming that Stephen was sitting in his car outside of her house like she was terrified. Stephen then posted and then quickly deleted a response on his own Instagram, claiming that one of Shannon's subscribers had taken a photo of him to send on, also that Channon could accuse him of stalking, which was either insane behaviour or the plot to a terrible soap opera. Despite that angry panic, the truth was that Stephen was outside Shannon's house. Not to stalk her, but because he was invited so they could allegedly talk out their issues, both off and then on camera together. Channon posted a part 1 of their conversation, where Stephen posted part 2. Both have their likes, dislikes and comments disabled. All of the angry accusations were simmered down to nothing but terrible communication on both of their sides, with Stephen apologising and blaming his actions on abandonment issues, and Channon misinterpreting texts, forgetting about Stephen and missing his messages, which was very convenient. For me though, there were two really telling parts of those videos.
He, I guess, accidentally paid somebody else thinking that it was me, and that meant and so I feel bad that you did that, because I believe him and I do think that he actually tried to pay for my glam.
For argument's sake, let's say that the entire situation was real and that they both told the truth. They want us to believe not only that Stephen didn't properly check to make sure that he sent money to the right person, but that he didn't send Channon any kind of message to let her know that he had sent money in the first place. More than that though, they want us to believe that after Stephen's mistake, that would have had nothing to do with Channon at all. Channon then gave Stephen that $400 when she has just moved house, is in the process of decorating and furnishing that house, and has a baby to take care of. And Stephen took that money with no real question. Either Channon is ridiculously generous, or that situation didn't add up at all. Then there's this.
I had this assistant, very behind the scenes, never was shown on camera or anything like that, and we had an issue and ended up firing her. I don't even know if I want to get into that, but it had to do with her and Travis, and it's just a whole thing. So anyways, yeah,
that's
talk about real tea.
Yeah, that's the tea.
So we ended up firing her, and
how long ago was this, would you say? About
it was a while. It was a long time ago.
Okay.
But yeah, so anyway, she had access to my emails. That is how you got the emails.
So allegedly, Channon fired an assistant and that disgruntled ex-employee sent Stephen those emails. Channon was really vague about when the assistant was fired, only that it was a long time ago, and Stephen said that he had had those receipts saved for a while too. How long is a long time ago according to Channon? The leaked emails were sent at the beginning of February, and it's only July. That isn't a long time ago to me. It sounds like a very convenient excuse instead. Before their videos went live, Channon stated on Twitter that the drama between them was entirely real. In the video, they repeat that it was all real, but that they decided to work things through like adults and come to an understanding. They mentioned cancel culture, and Stephen in particular talked about how people who make mistakes and apologise deserve to be given second chances, and that there are real people behind cameras. The question remains, was this drama real, or did Stephen and Channon work together to create drama for views? Before the drama, neither of Shannon's channels were doing particularly well considering her subscriber numbers. Stephen has had a major image problem for a long time after abusing other creators too. Drama brings views and subscribers, and this kind of storyline was beneficial to them both. Channon would get more exposure, and Stephen could manufacture himself a redemption arc to escape his terrible reputation. Surprisingly enough, I don't think that this drama was entirely manufactured. To be honest with you, I don't think that Stephen is actually a very good actor. I could be wrong, but the rage in his Twitter videos and calling Channon a psycho felt very real to me. This is obviously all alleged, but I think that Channon did forget about Stephen, and Stephen lashed out. But I think that after a handful or so of tweets, they spoke on the phone and figured it all out. This might shock you, but I think that Channon was the one behind the idea too, not Stephen. Storytimers on YouTube are notorious for taking ordinary situations and spinning interesting stories out of them for clickbait and views, and this looks like a case of a clickbait YouTuber collab goes wrong story. I think that Stephen agreed and realised that if done well, he could come out of the situation looking like a different person than the one he was even a few months ago. It would make sense to me that both of them had a general kind of idea of what they wanted to do, but this wasn't scripted. It feels more like an improv session, and neither of them knew how to keep up with the different claims and receipts that the other put out there properly. Because to me, if this were real, Stephen wouldn't have been so stupid as to deny that Channon had his real Venmo account, and there is no way that I believe that Channon would look into the camera and address an ex-employee that leaked her emails with a smile and a joke if it really had happened either. Stalking isn't a joke or a fake storytime idea, but I think that Stephen and Channon would have dragged this out if she hadn't been doxxed. I really don't want to believe that Channon would deliberately allow that on purpose with a baby in the house, considering how dangerous it is. But the bottom line is this: real or fake, both Stephen and Channon come out of this looking worse than they did before. Stephen talked about giving people second chances, but those people have to prove themselves first. If he or Channon genuinely think that they've achieved that, then they haven't grown as people at all. In my opinion, both of them seriously need to do better. As always, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, or don't do any of those things because I'm not your mother. And, as we say in The Sims, dag dag.